Welcome to our channel. Today, we're delving into the incredible story of the man whose craps betting strategy beat Vegas casinos. Let's get started. For 40 minutes now, this guy has been shooting dice at the craps table, and he hasn't hit a 7 once. He can actually call out the numbers that he's going to hit. I have never seen any dice controller ever be able to do that. A large group of onlookers are now whooping and cheering his every throw. The pit boss is watching. Frustration turns to anger. Change the stick man and make the message clear. They've got a problem on their hands, but they can't do anything in front of this crowd is too risky. The idea that an individual can take on a giant industry and defeat them at their own game is an incredible thrill. He rolls at 6. He's just done it again. Who is this guy, and how is his crap strategy beating Vegas casinos night after night? It all started a few years earlier in 1997 when a software developer from New York was visiting Vegas for the weekend throughout the week. He runs a small tech firm, but his true interest lies in gambling. As an expert blackjack player, Dominic Lurigio is facing an increasing problem. The casinos now use multiple decks to make counting harder or shuffle the cards more frequently. It's destroying his fun and killing his edge as a card counter. Plus, the casino staff are on the prowl for players like Dom. If they suspect he's counting, he'll be ejected pretty quickly. His next opportunity presents itself. The crowd of young women are shouting and cheering their luck. They're on a roll, and onlookers are starting to pay attention. Each time they win, their cheers get louder. Until now, he's never been interested, although his current predicament changes his perspective. One of the women claims to have a lucky grasp. He pauses for a moment, and then it hits him. To win big money, Dom needs to find a way of controlling the dice. He knows he can't get every roll right, but by manipulating the average outcome, it could be enough. The following day, he hits several of his local bookstores, hungry for knowledge. He's determined to make this work. It won't be easy, but the upside is huge. Dom's friends tell him he's on a fool's errand. You see, conventional wisdom dictates that the dice will fall randomly. Most of them believe that games like craps roulette and the lottery are easy to categorize as pure chance. There's certain laws on this planet Earth and certain laws of nature. And so when I looked at the dice, I realized that I had to work within these laws of nature. But that's not the view of Chris Palicki. After spending 3 years, Palicki has invented a technique that influences how the dice land. But not only has he developed the method, he teaches others how to use it. Dom is instantly hooked. If Palicki's technique works, it might just give him the advantage he's looking for. A good grip means more consistent execution when rolling. The most difficult is the arm swing. It's the power behind each delivery and can drastically change everything. Dom refines his technique by creating a long, rigid sweeping motion originating from the elbow. So this way, the execution is near identical every time he shoots, but the strategy is only half of it. Around his software job, Dom is now practicing the technique in excess of 3 hours every day. Later in his gambling career, he would reveal that sometimes he would practice late into the night on his own custom-built craps table. He's getting good, and now he wants to wage war on the casino floor with real cash. The Rosebud team head to Atlantic City for his first serious test. Accompanied by other members, Dom nervously approaches the craps table. Quickly, it hits him. Throwing dice at home is very different to the casino floor, and the heavy surveillance betting real money adds to the intensity. The first 30 minutes of play are a disaster, and Dom is questioning his ability. The other Rosebud players, however, reassure him it's normal. An hour or so later, the mood has changed. Dom's pair's grip and throwing technique are on fire. People around the table are starting to cheer, and confidence is growing. But there's a problem. Confident in his skills and hungry for money, Dom wants to increase the stakes. But the Rosebud members won't let him. They forbid it. One team member in particular, Jerry Patterson, doesn't like Dom's attitude. He thinks Dom's loud, outgoing nature will bring unnecessary heat to the team's activity. And as the sharp gambler knows, you don't want to catch the casino's attention. Now initiated into their secret team of craps players, the rules are shared with Dom. Discipline is paramount if they're to consistently beat the house undetected. Dom is horrified to hear their maximum mistakes. He wants to make big money, but he wants in. Reluctantly, he agrees. The rules are simple. Avoid drawing attention. Only bet moderate stakes. No showing off. No showboating. no celebrations, and cash out your chips. Once we've made a few $1,000, each of the team members contribute a couple of $1,000 towards the team's bankroll when they play. This helps smooth out varying results when there's a bad run of luck at the end of the crap session. The total bankroll is then redistributed evenly. Typically, after a weekend in Vegas, the pot would grow around about 60% on average. Chris is an excellent shooter, but the Rosebud team and all those fellas there just were not at my level of skill. But it doesn't take Dom long to realize he's the hottest shooter on the team. He's putting even amounts into their pot, working hard. Winning the most and others are benefiting. Coupled with the team's rules around staking, he's feeling suppressed. Winning is an exhilarating feeling, but this is quickly becoming an issue for Dom. Shortly after, Chris invites a friend to one of Rosebud's training sessions. His name is Frank Scablis. Dom is instantly starstruck. Frank is an American author who is a widely published authority on casino games. Immediately, it creates tension within the group, and Dom and Frank hit it off. Their bond is strengthened as Dom proceeds to shoot a massive winning streak. On average, A7 should appear once for every 6th time a shooter rolls. However, Dom's skill set is allowing him to roll in excess of 30 times without hitting A7 once. Frank can't believe his eyes. Quietly, he asked Dom, "How much have you made with your skills?" With the small wages the group's rules permit, it doesn't amount to much. Perhaps a couple 1,000 per weekend. Unknowingly, Frank has hit a nerve. Dom's frustration around betting stakes, emotional reactions, and other Rosebud players holding him back is brought to the surface. In Dom's mind, having an advantage is no good if you don't have the guts to play hard, and the time is riot. Much like his card count in past, he needs to bet bigger when he knows he has the upper hand. Seeing an opportunity, Frank is about to shake things up. A few months later, Scoblet reaches out to Dom with a unique he suggests forming a new craps team, a team of their own, where Dom is free to play how he wants without suppressing his flamboyant character, and most importantly, increase the stakes. Now Dom's conflicted, but in his heart, he knows he's on the wrong team. He's producing most of the results for Rosebud and wants to get rich quick. Frank wants the same. With the pair acting freely, they can take things to a whole new level, so Dom agrees. Now this obviously doesn't go down well with Chris and the team, but there's not much they can do about it. Dom, with the assistance of Frank, have formed their own craps playing team. They call it the Golden Touch, and this time they're going big. The newly formed team have arrived in Vegas for New Year. It's not long at all before the pair are playing craps for $500 stakes. Dom's playing his imaginary air guitar and lashing out high fives each time he wins. However, the casino stickman is becoming suspicious. It's an unexpected turn they haven't experienced before. Watching Dom's technique and pairing, he tries to put him off. The house is playing dirty, despite offering a fair game. They don't like shrewd players, much like card counters in blackjack. Now, despite the interfering stickman, the new team is a success. They've just taken the house for the modern equivalent of $25,000, a chunk of change that will fuel their next move, a more aggressive move. They plan to play craps at multiple destinations in multiple cities over the coming months. Everything they earn goes back into the pot, and as the pot grows, so do their bets. Win after win, week after week, they're banking big money. But there's a problem. Once more, tales of the two extroverted craps players that rarely lose is spreading. Betting $7,000 per roll and shooting 20, 30 or 40 times in a row without rolling the 7 is creating large crowds around the craps table. Bearing in mind that statistically, the odds of rolling the 7 are 1 in 6. Casino staff are now being briefed about these two men, and their pictures are being circulated internally. On one occasion, one of the stickmen jabs done with his stick before he rolls. Their cards are well and truly marked. Around a year later, the Golden Touch are back on the Vegas Strip. They've taken hundreds of thousands from the casinos at this point, but the heat is rising. Chris and Jerry were right, but they're getting filthy rich, so they carry on. They walk into the casino floor and hit the tables for some action. Things are going well, and then the stickman is replaced. The casino bosses are watching from a distance. The new stickman turns to Dom, looks him square in the eyes and says, "You're a dead man." It's a chilling message, but the pair are on a phenomenal winning streak, and Dom is in the zone. He's been rolling dice for nearly 45 minutes now, and he's hardly lost. But with this pressure mounting, they need to finish up and get out of there. Heart thumping, he sets his pair. He adjusts his grip, and following the long, sweeping swing, the dice fly. Thump. It's a hard 10, and the crowd of onlookers erupt into cheers. There's nothing the casino staff can do about it. Dominic Larigio has sent a clear message to the house, banking $27,000 in an hour's worth of play. For context, that's around $50,000 in today's money. Just like the man in this next video, he's beat the casino at their own game, and it feels great, and allegedly today he's still playing, although many of the Vegas venues won't let him through the. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories and strategies. See you next time.